California.
Y'all did it!
Well, KBLA Talk 1580 toasts its 3rd anniversary on Juneteenth, and you're invited to celebrate with us.
Hey, Tavis Smiley, y'all the bomb!
All you have to do is go to KBLA1580.com right now and sign up. Admission is free, but mandatory, and space is limited. Once we reach capacity, we'll have to cut off the online registration, but it's open right now.
Oh my God!
So don't delay.
Thank you guys for being the best at what you do.
Log on to KBLATalk1580.com right now and register to join us for an afternoon of good music, good people, and good vibes.
Happy anniversary.
Wednesday, June 19th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will provide the food and drink, but be sure to bring your low-back chairs, blankets, and your personal picnic baskets.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's celebrate 3 years of being the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of news and information.
We love you, KBLA.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're black and stride again.
Happy anniversary.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my nip.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
This idea of forgiveness in narcissistic relationships is such a complicated issue, and like I said, this month I've been thinking about it a lot. So today I'm going to take on in this video this idea of avoiding pseudo-forgiveness. So, this is an interesting kind of a tricky topic, this idea of sort of pseudo-forgiveness, and ideally avoiding it. Forgiveness is already a complex topic in and of itself. But understanding forgiveness within the context of narcissistic relationships is a mess. The challenge is that we want forgiveness to be simple. I forgive you, and good people forgive, and now things will be better, and I feel better about myself because I forgave them. So what happens when you forgive a person and they hurt you again and again and again? And you keep forgiving, maybe because it feels like it's the right thing to do. Maybe it feels virtuous. Maybe you feel pressure to do it. Maybe it's part of the religious teachings you heard or grown up with or believe. From a straight-up dictionary perspective, forgiveness is defined as to cease to feel resentment towards an offender.
Pause. Are y'all listening? Oh, I love Dr. Ramani. Are y'all listening? She's talking about performative forgiveness. And what I'm going to say is, if you require change behavior, you're setting yourself up for more hurt. Forgiveness is just like empathy or care or nurturing. If you forgive, you're not seeking that the person change or do anything. It is for you and you alone. If you're a giver, a nurturer, a lover, you love because that's who you are. You don't look for the payoff. Performative forgiveness is, yo, I'm going to forgive you, but you got to do this. Now, remember what I said in the first hour. Resentment is really tolerance, which has a silent time limit, right? What about conditional and performative forgiveness? You say you forgive. How many people done told you they forgave you and still bring the mess up? They don't know what forgiveness is because most people are vibrating on the conscious grid of what? Fear. For most people, forgiveness is some type of coupon or guarantee they can cash in. Go ahead, finish.
To cease to feel resentment towards an offender. To cease to feel resentment. So by that definition, it means every time you forgive, you're supposed to cease to feel resentment. Do you? Do you cease to feel resentment every time you forgive? Your partner cheats, you forgive. They end up leaving you and getting engaged to their cheating person. Do you stop resenting them, even though you forgave them? Your business partner makes a mess of the books, and you lose a big part of your life's work and the investment you made?
She cooking. But the problem with psychology is that it lacks spiritual context. You don't forgive to get back. Forgiveness is not a down payment. Forgiveness is the art and the mastery of releasing. That's it. Releasing resentment. Releasing revenge. And you're not doing it for them. This forgiveness is an actual spiritual practice. Many people don't understand that. They don't understand that. That's why they harbor little slights in their heart. That's why it's hard for them to contain their mouth. It's real stuff right here, right? Whew. Tonight's topic, man. Sri Yukteswire. In shallow men, the fish of little thoughts cause much commotion. In oceanic minds, the whales of inspiration make hardly a ruffle. Woo! Oh, Lord! Can I say it again? In shallow men and women, the fish of little thoughts cause much commotion. In the oceanic minds, the whales of inspiration make hardly a ruffle. Woo, let's get these callers in here. Lord have mercy. I'm sure I done set this topic up already. Let's get them in here. We got Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Uncle Zello.
What up, what up, what
This
up?
topic right here, okay? All right. So I want to address some things that I'm speaking from the standpoint of a former people pleaser. So just to clarify that. But I want to kind of examine what is the driving force behind the performance. And in my opinion, I think that a lot of it is based on trying to get that validation, especially for people who are people pleasers who never got that validation in childhood. So you seek for it everywhere, right? But here's the caveat. So I would also posit that the person who's receiving the performance is also lacking validation and looking for it.
Of course.
It's like this like weird feedback loop, right? And so my question to you would be, what would you say is the work that needs to be done on both sides of that equation in order to heal it?
You can't heal what you haven't acknowledged. Right? So first you have to acknowledge where you are. And the only way to do that is self-inquiry. And it's hard to inquire into the self without judgment. So you have to look at yourself, where you came from, what made you, who are you? You know, what are some of your shortcomings? And you could do basic things. You can check out your engrams, right? What am I, an INFJ or something? I'm something like that. I don't know. INFJ. I think I'm that, right? I just took a test for that, right? I think I'm an INFJ, something like that.
The Myers-Briggs, you mean?
Yeah, that thing. Go do that, right? Go online and figure out what your attachment style is, right? Figure that out, right? Sit down with your parents or parent, right? And ask them, hey, let's do this together. Let's find out your attachment style. Or what was your attachment style when you met my father or when you met my mother, right? Like, do some investigation and do it from a space of non-judgmentalism, objectivity, right? And then take it a step further. Hey, you know what? I've discovered all of this information about me on my own. Why don't I just go sit down with a therapist and really dig deep? Right?
See, that sounds good. That sounds good. But let me tell you, I think that a lot of people, it's scary because a lot of times people are okay with the crumbs from the master's table, right? Like that's cool with them. So you have to convince yourself that you're worth more than those crumbs. So until that happens, there is no leaving that situation, right? That little bit of validation that you get is enough. I think part of that is due to the dopamine receptors and things like that in our brains, right? You could talk about it scientifically if you like. But I think on a spiritual tip, what it really is that you're spiritually malnourished.
Well, let me just say this. You're right to a certain degree. The person who subsists on crumbs, they're also eating resentment. And resentment equals tolerance. And tolerance equals the silent time limit. So even that person who's used to eating crumbs will eventually rise up. And when they rise up, they're going to rise up from a toxic space. They're going to up level to master manipulator to get more from the master's table. Do you see? This tends to happen. Do you see?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. But yes. So I guess what I want to say to that, though, the idea of the master manipulation, right? I think what's peculiar about that is no matter how many people you're able to successfully convert to doing your bidding, the biggest manipulation trick that you've done has been on yourself. So that's the end of my. I'm good. Y'all have a good night.
I'm sorry. Attila, guess what you just did?
Right, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, get to your phone lines. Call me. 1-800-920-1580. Do we have time for another? Let's do it. Who we got? John, Mountain View, Hawaii. What up, big bro? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, I wanted to jump into y'all's conversation y'all just had. Oh, my God.
He said, oh, my God. Come on, talk to me.
I wanted to jump into that one. Okay, well, let me try and say it this way, because at the point of you're trying to manipulate at the master's table?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Losing the fact that the master has got you on this earth so he can learn the ways of what's going on here.
Right.
And you didn't realize you're Joe.
No. I see where you're going. We talking about the master's table in terms of relational power dynamics.
That's true, but we're still talking about the master who controls all of this. And Joe, don't ask questions. Understand you are the blessed one.
Keep going, brother. I'm listening. Keep going. I'm a student. Keep going.
The simple fact is we went over this in the post-traumatic blessings or cursings. Once again, the problem is still choice. And you can choose, even in this moment, not to manipulate the situation to where you can settle for crumbs. Because in all truth and reality, we're still settling for the crumbs even at the master's table. But at the master's table, but at the master, not the master manipulator. I don't know which table y'all sitting at. Maybe y'all should change tables.
At the master's table, at the master's table, we eating manna. I don't know what y'all eating at the master manipulator's table. Come on, I hear you, brother.
Bruh, get away from the table. Wrong table. Serving for one, please. No, give me the check. I'm out. I want to get at the master's here.
Right.
Because the last I checked, blessings that God gives me according to what I give in this lifetime, because I've given a whole lot, even in your state. I don't give that to get something back from you.
Ooh, come on.
I gave all that because of you. Ooh. And the blessings you are to me. Didn't you see that transaction?
You're not going to get no argument out of me, John.
If you miss the blessing, I'm trying to demonstrate that in front of everybody.
Right.
I told y'all even this week, the blessing is in the giving.
Let me ask you this then, Pastor John. I'm just going to ask you. Can the source, God, the master, however you want to call it, right? Names don't even, it's ineffable in nature, right?
True.
If the source is all powerful, does the source use your source of pain to up-level you spiritually?
Are you kidding me?
I gotta ask.
That's where he meets you. You can turn away from him if you want to again, but that's where he meets you. That's where he meets you. That's where you see him. That's where the reflection sees each other. So yeah, Job went through it, and he was chosen to go through it.
Ooh.
Painful situation. Lost his family, lost his house, lost everything he had, and even asked the God that blessed him, why?
No. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, John. Are you telling me that in relationship, we are the proverbial Job? Hold that thought. When we come forward, I'm going back to Hawaii. We on fire tonight.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Pardon the interruption. It's me, Tavis Smiley, here to remind you that we are now just days away from our historic Climate Justice Symposium live on C-SPAN this coming Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center. We are now pushing capacity. So if you plan to join us, stop procrastinating and get to KBLA1580.com right now and register. Attendance is free, but registration is mandatory. Black folk are flying into LA from all across the country to be in the room when we go live to the world with a stage full of black brilliance on the eve of Juneteenth. And you live here, you better get to KBLA1580.com right now and claim your seat. KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA delegation, listen up. Not feeling yourself lately? Has your weight loss dreams, have they turned into a weight gain nightmare? Have you been chasing those 20 pounds for the last 20 years? Then it's time for D-Herbs. D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse is a natural cleansing regimen that can help you lose 20 pounds in 20 days. The Full Body Cleanse will also boost your immune system and improve your digestion. With summer just right around the corner, stop chasing the 20-pound weight loss and propel yourself into a healthier lifestyle. To reboot your system and lose those 20 pounds, just go to dherbs.com and order your full body cleanse or call 866-434-3727. Mention KBLA 1580 and get 10% off your order. dherbs.com. Experience healing.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is PsycHacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is love has nothing to do with relationships. So I've made a number of episodes on both of these topics. However, I typically speak on each one individually, since to me, their mutual independence is an obvious fact of reality. But it turns out that what might be obvious to me might not be obvious to others. And when I speak about relationships as the medium in which value is transacted, I get a lot of pushback from folks in the comments. And the most typical type of pushback I receive is something like, well, what about love, Orion? Does love have no place in a relationship? Ugh, how mercenary. I guess we've come to the point that relationships are simply transactional these days, and that's why modern relationships are doomed, etc., etc. Well, I'm going to respond to this critique in today's episode by arguing, as the title indicates, that love has nothing to do with relationships. Absolutely nothing. Let me explain why this is the case. Again, a relationship is the medium in which value is transacted. Since this is the case, relationships have rules. What is allowed and what is not allowed. Relationships have definitions. This is what it is, and this is what it is not. And relationships have compromises. This is what I will get for what I will give up. And this is because we need rules and definitions and compromises to, in effect, do business with each other, which is what we do when we transact value. However, love has absolutely nothing to do with any of these things. Love does not love where it is allowed. That's absurd. It has an imminent contempt for rules. Love does not restrict itself to a certain relationship format. It ignores every label and definition that attempts to constrain it. And love does not expect anything in return. So there is absolutely nothing to compromise, Expecting love to abide within rules and definitions and compromises is not only absurd, it cheapens love. It's the emotional equivalent of taking an animal out of its natural habitat and shutting it up in a zoo. And then we wonder why the animal seems so spiritless and depressed for all the benefits of its new arrangement. The other day, I rewatched Ang Lee's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It is a fantastic film, and for all of its action-packed martial arts sequences, it actually contains a really profound psychological message. So maybe I'll do an analysis of the film in a future episode. But with respect to our message today, the main narrative presents two parallel love stories, one of which is between Shu Lian, played by Michelle Yeoh, and Li Mubai, played by Chow Yun-fat. These two characters did not get married. They did not cohabitate. They did not have children. They did not have sex. They did not buy each other flowers or cook each other dinner or go on vacation together. They did not talk about their feelings or define what they were or wonder where things were going. In fact, it would be very difficult to argue that they were in a relationship at all, because what did they actually do with each other? But these two characters loved each other so much that they were inextricably bound at the spiritual level, no ceremony required. Late in the movie, Li Mubai is poisoned, and he tells Shu Lian that he has only one breath left. In modesty, she averts her eyes and asks that he not waste his breath on her, and instead use it to enter the heavenly realm as he had been trained. That's love. Love is wanting the good for the loved one without any regard for the self. Because the more you love, the less self there is. Love wants what is best for the loved one, even to the point of sacrificing the self. And Li Mubai replies that he would rather walk the earth as a ghost by Shu Lian's side than enter heaven without her. That's love. Love wants nothing but, in humility, if possible, to remain in the presence of the loved one. Everything else that you can get from someone else is worthless junk by comparison. Love wants only to remain in the presence of the loved one, but is willing to sacrifice even that.
Orion is in there. I had to play the whole clip. Do you know how few people experience that level of love he's talking about? We got so many fear-based expectations and conditions, and we're more in love or attached to our ideas and the image and who we think our partner should be to our wounds than we are at the level of what he was explaining. He didn't say unconditional love wasn't enough. He said ain't no place for it in modern day relationships. Why? Because we're social robots. And where there is robotics, there is a lack of spirit. Ask AI. When we come forward, I'm going back to my brother John. Let's go.
Do you feel this way? I'll always love that girl until my dying day. Don't try to change my mind because hearts don't lie. She got a girl who loves this guy. Night, she walks right through the door. You know, you're always on my mind. I'm gonna get that girl and do it right this time.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The Chicago City Council is deferring its vote on a proposed measure for an 8 p.m. curfew for minors not accompanied by an adult. The sponsor of the measure is 2nd Ward Alderman Brian Hopkins, who says he created the ordinance after 2 of his residents were attacked by teens. Black Mayor Brandon Johnson does not support the plan. The curfew ordinance now goes to the City Council Rules Committee. The Oklahoma Supreme Court is dismissing a lawsuit from survivors of the Tulsa Race Massacre who were seeking reparations. As many as 300 African African Americans were killed in Tulsa in 1921 when an angry white mob raided a black neighborhood and destroyed over 1,000 homes. The area at the time was known as Black Wall Street. In 2024, survivors sued the city of Tulsa and other local authorities, claiming the destruction continued to affect Tulsa. Last year, a district court dismissed the lawsuit, and on Wednesday, the Oklahoma Supreme Court affirmed that action. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Where do you go for fantastic hair? FS Cut & Color has been the trendy go-to spot for color treatments for almost 50 years. Their expert stylists give you high-quality service without breaking the bank. With more than 65 salons throughout Southern California, find your nearest salon at fantasticsams.com.
When I move my body, I feel like freedom. Happy anniversary, KBLA!
West of the Mississippi.
And they wondered if a black talk radio station would work in Southern California.
Y'all did it!
Well, KBLA Talk 1580 toasts its 3rd anniversary on Juneteenth, and you're invited to celebrate with us.
Hey, Tabby Smiley, y'all the bomb.
All you have to do is go to KBLA1580.com right now and sign up. Admission is free, but mandatory, and space is limited. Once we reach capacity, we'll have to cut off the online registration, but it's open right now.
Oh my God.
So don't delay.
Thank you guys for being the best at what you do.
Log on to KBLATalk1580.com right now and register to join us for an afternoon of good music, good people, and good vibes.
Happy anniversary.
Wednesday, June 19th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will provide the food and drink, but be sure to bring your low-back chairs, blankets, and your personal picnic baskets.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's celebrate 3 years of being the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of news and information.
We love you, KBLA.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're black and stride again.
Black and stride again.
Happy anniversary.
If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes,
Why should we be silent?
turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
No. This is a great record, but can't nobody do this record like Roberta Flack. So turn this man off. He's better doing his record. No. Play right here. He better see. I love Al B. This was a light skin. You know what I'm saying? This was, hey, this right here though. Come on, man. You got the candles lit.
Can you feel it, baby?
The house smelling all good. Lights is dim.
You feeling kinda right?
Man, turn this up.
Oh, no.
Woo! I'll be sure was on fire, man. Hey, my co-host, you already know what it is. My playlist is my co-host. And I'll be sure is in the building. Shout out to the Gemini, I'll be sure. You know how we do. Is it something I bought for you? Come on, man. I love this guy. So listen, we're on fire tonight. I got to get these callers up in here, man. It's important. Thank you, Reggie. Reggie White just sent me a Cash App. We appreciate it. Let me get these callers in here. I'm not playing any more clips because I want to get as many callers as I can get to talk about this because I've really been drilling down on this subject tonight. Let me get John from Mountain View, Hawaii to get back in here and give us his final thought.
Okay, final thought.
You basically told us we
of...
are the Job of relationship, which was exceedingly profound. Go ahead.
Well, back to the Bible, the pearl of great price, Jesus searching for you in the midst of whatever you have going on. You still go through as a pearl. You have to get taken from the muscle, which is boiling. Once you are found as the coating of garbage of what you're supposed to be, because that's what happens for a pearl to be a pearl. You're polished, you're cleaned, and you're presented to the master again.
Wow. Well, John,
get a grip. You're the gift.
I love you, brother. I love you. Guess what you just did?
Mountain View is in the house. Blessings to all.
Yes, sir. He brought Mountain View in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the deal. 1-800-920-1580. Let's get over to Hunter in Chicago, Illinois. Let's go. Chicago. What up, Shy Teasy? What are your thoughts?
What's good, my nigga?
Oh, no. You can't curse on this channel, man. Come on.
Oh, I can't curse, brother?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Not
I
at
apologize.
all. But in the world. How you doing,
What's
brother?
good, my... Okay, let me go back professional, and this is an interview now.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Yes, so, yes, from what I understand, the topic of the show is narcissism and,
No, the topic
love.
of the show is performative nurturing. And we're talking about how people fake caring. They fake care in relationship. They act like they care, but really they have an ulterior motive for why they do what they do for you. That's the topic.
Yes. Well, this is quite an interesting topic. Well, let me let me segue to a question that will, I guess, help expand the conversation. Do you think that is possible in the context of a mother-son relationship? Not to sound like a bum or anything of that nature, but yes. Do you think that what you describe can come from a heartless wench or something of that nature?
You mean a mother?
Yes, a mother. Yes.
Okay.
Let's just say mother. No, let's leave the core isms out. I'm saying like your mom.
Okay, because
This
listen,
is
bro,
your mom, so
I feel like I got to give you a little, just tutor you a little bit. This is terrestrial radio. This ain't Sirius XM. This is the radio you listen to in your car. Ain't no cussing, ain't none of that. So
I would never do that again, sir. I never want to disrespect you. I've been watching you since I was a young dude. I never do you like that again. I found you on YouTube. That's why I thought it was like, yeah.
All right, no, this ain't that, brother. But let me give you some clarity here. Attachment styles. No. The way you framed it, it was hella hood, but that's okay. What he's talking about is attachment theory. Sure, your mother could be, or your father, not just your mother, your parents, your primary caregiver. It could be your mother. It could be someone else. Whoever you were in the presence of when you were a child being raised by them, you modeled their behavior. And if they were toxic or maladaptive in any way, as a child, you pick that up. So there's 3 maladaptive attachment styles. You got anxious preoccupied. That's the one with the worthiness wound. Somebody who wants to be acknowledged, somebody who wants to be approved of, someone who's the chaser, that chaser energy. Where are you going? That's the anxious energy. You get that from your primary caregiver. Then you have the dismissive avoidant. Dismissive avoidant, same, a little different in the sense that they learned after being dismissed in terms emotionally, their full emotional range of emotions weren't always accepted. So they learned how to self-nurture or self-soothe for the parts of their emotions that were considered unacceptable. So they got praised for a certain set of emotions, but then derided for another set. So when that happened, they realized, oh, all of my needs can't be met by my primary caregiver. So they learned to self-soothe and take care of themselves. They take that attachment style into their adult relationships, like the anxious preoccupied. Then you have the fearful avoidant, which is a combination of the previous two. They have both the anxious worthiness wound and they have the dismissive wound. So it goes back and forth. Goes back and forth. They could be hot and cold. They can want you one second and then not want you the other second. Those children were raised in an environment where they loved and were terrified of their primary caregiver. So the source of the love that I need, I'm also scared of them. That gives you your fearful avoidant. These people are hella reckless. They swing back and forth, up and down, hot and cold, in and out, scared, also clingy at the same time. You see what I'm saying? So these are attachment styles. The attachment styles were created by a British guy by the name of John Bowlby and an American woman by the name of Mary Ainsworth. That's what you're talking about when you ask that question. So yes, and that's just the attachment style. Then there's a layer on top of that. You got personality and then you got disorders. You got mental disorders. So if you're dealing with somebody that has a personality disorder, if you're dealing with somebody, do you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So It could be
Well,
any
excuse me, for my bad,
combination
you are.
of things. It could be any combination of things that could produce this. But not every child that is in the environment with someone that has a maladaptive attachment style or a personality disorder will get that. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting, you see? So you brought up a great question. Go ahead.
Can I try to contribute to the show quickly?
Yeah. I loved it, brother. And you brought Chicago in the building, Hunter. Thank you, brother. Call in anytime. Just no cursing. And then let me grab, when we come forward, I'm going to slide over to Detroit, Michigan. Detroit, what up, though? In the building when we come forward. Let's get over there.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Looks like Bobby needs a ride again.
Grab the keys. Let's take our auntie to the swap meet. Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, do it all in a Chevy SUV. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8% must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
JP Morgan Chase is building on the investments in California and around the country to help close the racial wealth gap and build a more equitable future. As part of JP Morgan Chase commitment, they are taking action to help improve financial wealth and access to banking in the Black community, helping more people open low-cost checking and savings accounts, hosting community seminars with supporting Black-led institutions by building awareness about financial investments, hiring community managers, and opening community center branches like Crenshaw, Inglewood, and downtown LA. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Get the tools to help reach your financial goals. Visit today, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity. Again, jpmorganchase.com/racial equity.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tell me a secret. I don't just want to know about any secret of yours. I want to know about one special.
So you know what's crazy? I got a story. I'm sitting with Quincy Jones, and he's telling me about the making of this record. And he says, listen, man, that song came out great. But it's not because that's Al B. Sure singing right there. Right? That song came out great, but it's not because everybody cooperated, So I said, well, what happened, Q? He said, listen, man, when God is involved, things work out, man, regardless of what you got planned, He said, you gotta make things that are designed to follow God's divining rod. I call them goosebumps, you know. If something gives you goosebumps, man, God's involved, you know. I said, okay. Then he says, listen, man, come to find out, the El DeBarge part and the Barry White part in the record was supposed to be two different artists. Those were the backup guys. Who Q called originally was Michael Jackson for the El DeBarge part and Luther Vandross for the Barry White part. And you know, Mike was a little funny style with Q back then because he stopped working with him after the Bad album. That's 87. When this album drops, it's 92. So he goes, so, you know, he ducked me, you know, and I was really upset about it. He never called me back, and neither did the other guy. But I'm going to tell you right now, one monkey don't stop no show, you know. But I'm saying that, but he was really cursing when he was talking to me. So he said, I got on the phone, man. I said, give me the little light-skinned kid, the other guy with the Mexican kid, you know. They said, El DeBarge? He goes, yeah, him. Got El DeBarge. And then he called Barry, and Barry was on deck, and that's how we get Secret Garden. I was like, wow, that was an amazing story. Q is amazing, man. I'm sorry. My playlist is my co-host. We've been on fire tonight, man. The caller's been crazy. Let me get my final caller in here. Kenny Bless, Detroit, Michigan. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
What up, though?
What up, though?
Can we go deeper, though?
All right, what do you got for me, man? We only got a little time left, so you might as well jump right to it.
I'm with you. Eating from the master's table, I want to go ahead and just speak my little part on it, though. You know, it's something like, does God make mistakes is my question with creation. Like, are angels half people? You know what I'm saying? Are we dating aliens?
Is
you
this
what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on, Kenny. Is this the topic? Because I could go there if you want me to.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know if this is the topic.
Performative caring. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Give me context as to why you asked that question.
They can't perform. They're using perform. That's no love. That's no soul in that. There's no soul in the way that performative caring is acted out.
Interesting. Say more.
Tony Baker made a post. There was an article that came out that said we may be living with aliens. And Tony Baker was like, man, I be walking around and I swear I be seeing some of y'all being fake.
So wait,
like y'all like us.
Let me just say why that's a stretch. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not talking about the article because that's the article that came out with Harvard. But let me just address that real quick. Just because they're aliens doesn't mean they don't have soul. We don't even know if they're, in fact, aliens. So we can't make the jump all the way to they don't have a soul. We don't know what they are. But I do know the Bible talks about angels having sex with women, Genesis chapter 6. And the sons of God came and saw the daughters of men, and they chose all that they chose. And those daughters bore sons. Now, in the Hebrew word, in that particular chapter, Genesis chapter 6, just read, Genesis chapter 6, starting with 1 all the way down to 6, and you'll see it says, those children were born of great renown. You look up the word renown, you'll see the word Jeborim, not the word Nephilium. Nephilium comes from the word Nephil, to fall, the fallen ones. So the children that were born of angel and men, when you look up the word in the Strong's lexicon, right? English lexicon and Hebrew lexicon, you look up the word renown, you'll see the word Gibor, Giborian. And that means men of renown, these powerful men. Some say even Nimrod was a Giborian, one who was mixed with angel and man. This is all of that story. Now, I don't want to get into my Billy Carson bag right now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that right now. But Kenny, don't make me go back. I might have to do this whole topic, man, and just break the internet on the relationship side of the game. Hey, man, I appreciate you for bringing Detroit, Michigan in the building. Thank you. Now let me wrap up this topic. Okay. Y'all done pulled me into Billy world. I love Billy too. I ain't got no hate for Billy. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're hurt, you're performing. If you're hurt, you're lying. You know how I know? Because my hurt caused me to lie and perform. And there are people out there who gonna act like they've been hurt and they haven't performed or lied. That's a lie. Because lying is a human condition. It's a part of the human condition. People lie all the time. And most of the reason why people lie is to protect themselves. And if you're dealing with somebody with a maladaptive attachment style, that's probably what they had to do in order to protect themselves. And if you look at Carl Jung's work, everybody's wearing a mask. And if you listen to the voice of reason for the last 2 years, you know everybody's a work in progress. And if you're reading Dr. David R. Hawking's work, he'll tell you most people are vibrating at the level of fear, anxiety. This is what Sri Yukteswar had to say. Ordinary love is selfish, darkly rooted in desires and satisfactions. Divine love is without condition, without boundary, without change. The flux of the human heart is gone forever at the transfixing touch of pure love. We don't have pure love because we don't have self-healing, right? Do you know this is a fad? This is an internet fad right now. People are talking about healing and living their best life and yoga and spiritual practices. This is a fad. Because once you really peel your mask off, you're going to see what kind of Linda Blair demon you look like. You're going to see what the dark night of the soul look like. You're going to see all of the hurt you have suppressed and repressed. And it ain't cute. And you ain't gonna feel like sitting on a beach somewhere sipping a Mai Tai. You're not gonna, do you understand? That's what it's an escape. That's why we do these things. To escape the truth. Do you understand? People don't understand it. This is why I say y'all play relationship. If you're not Job in your relationship, you're not working. You're not trying to heal. If you're not Job in your relationship, you're really not trying to heal. You're simply not. Because relationship is designed to reflect your internal personal curriculum back to you. You don't have to agree. Okay? Okay? You don't have to agree. Remember that finding God within yourself will mean the funeral of all your sorrows. Sri Yukteswar. I started the conversation. You finish it. The voice of reason. We on fire. I'll see y'all next week with another group of slappers. The VOR. We out.
My head go heavy inside your DM. I have stuff for the